and welcome to the SWBN News Watch, where we report global events from a Christian perspective. I am Chimila Chike. Thanks for joining us today. It's very difficult to stay up to date with all the events impacting Christians around the world. However, these are the major stories we think you should hear about. Artillery fire from the Tatmadaw struck a Baptist seminary in northern Myanmar earlier this month, injuring 4 students in the dormitory. Original reports from the International Christian Concern reported that the Tatmadaw, also known as the Burmese Army, shelled the Kachin Theological College located in Kotkai, Shan State. The theological school was founded in 1932 by Kachin Baptist Convention, KBC. However, the ICC report further informs us that 4 men were hit by shrapnel, but their wounds were not life-threatening. At the time the ICC filed this report, there was no active fighting between junta forces and local ethnic armed groups. Still on this event, CBN News drew attention to a Facebook video shared by Marip Lahuang, an ethnic Kachin Christian. The video shows damage caused by the shelling. Holes and dents could be seen on the windows, walls, and also tears in a student's clothing inside the dormitory. Another video showed an injured student being escorted out of the building for medical treatment. One local resident said this kind of attack by the military threatens the Christian Bible School and the entire Kachin ethnic group. Commenting on this, the International Christian Concerns Regional Manager for Southeast Asia, Gina Goh, said, quote, "The attack against this Kachin Bible School was certainly not an accident. The Tatmadaw deliberately targeted a Christian facility, knowing how important the faith is to the Kachin people. This despicable junta regime should not be tolerated any further by the international community and needs to be removed at once." End of quote. The KBC attack is coming after 80 people were killed and another 200 injured when the Tatmadaw attacked a music festival in Christian-majority Kachin State in Myanmar on a Sunday evening, the ICC reported. 3 fighter jets of the Tatmadaw dropped 4 bombs on an anniversary concert in remote Hapakant town. The event was held by the Kachin Independence Organization, KIO, a prominent ethnic resistance group. A video from Kachin News Group showed the aftermath of the deadly attack. Moving on, Manistar News has reported that a Christian mother and her family in northern India have suffered assaults and threats since she and others were arrested from her son's birthday party on false accusations of fraudulent conversion, her husband had said. Mahendra Kumar told Manistar News that their lives had turned into a living hell as they struggled to survive each day with their 7-year-old son. In her words, quote, "We face threats every day and do not know what will happen tomorrow," unquote. Kumar's wife, Indrakla, was one of 6 women, 4 of whom were Christians, arrested on charges of fraudulent conversion based on a complaint of members of the Hindu extremist World Hindu Council on July 30th in Uttar Pradesh state. The 6 women were arrested when Hindu extremists intruded into a large birthday celebration for the couple's only son on July 30th, accusing Christians of using the event as a cover to fraudulently convert people. Those arrested remained in jail for more than a month before being bailed out. After Indrakla, who goes by a single name, was released on bail on September 1st, the family opted not to return to their rented home upon learning that Hindu extremists were planning to attack them. When they returned in October, the threats and harassments continued. In India, first conversion is punishable by imprisonment of 1 to 5 years with a minimum fine of $181 and 3 to 10 years of prison for the conversion of minors and women from the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe community. However, the attorney representing the women, Monish Chandra, told local media outlet The Wire that, quote, "The ground reality is that Under the garb of the allegation of forced conversions, people are being targeted by right-wing fanatic organizations being backed by the government to gain popularity or benefit politically. End of quote. Following the midterms in the United States, CBN News reported that voters have weighed in on special ballot initiatives across the country. The biggest headlines came in several blue states where residents approved pro-abortion measures. In Michigan, a state constitutional amendment enshrining reproductive freedom as a right was passed. Vermonters also voted in favor of the measure protecting access to abortion, while California passed an amendment declaring abortion a fundamental human right. In Kentucky, voters rejected a pro-life measure that would have kept abortion from ever being added as a right to the state constitution. The amendment's defeat will have no practical impact on abortion access as long as the sweeping abortion ban that was approved by lawmakers survives a legal challenge presently before the state Supreme Court. Still quoting the CBN News, the amendment's rejection leaves open the possibility that abortion could be declared a state right by the court. Meanwhile, Montana's pro-life ballot measure is still undecided. That measure would decide whether infants who survive an abortion would be given status as legal persons to be given medical care as human beings outside the womb. Marilyn Musgrave of Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America told CBN's Faith Nation that while their cause took a hit on ballot initiatives, strong pro-life governors did very well. Life News also points out that Republican governors who signed an abortion ban won by large margins, most by double digits. In a recent development, the Christian Headlines reported that a pastor who was fired for criticizing former President Donald Trump is speaking out, even as the church that dismissed him insists that the decision was correct. William Kopp was forced to resign as pastor of Stuarts Draft Baptist Church in Virginia after criticizing Trump by name in a May 31, 2020 sermon that was delivered outdoors and missed the COVID-19 pandemic. During his sermon at the time, Kopp claimed that, quote, 18,000 fact-checked lies in 1,100 days is more than just unacceptable. It is more than just sin. It is more than just wrong. It is demonic. And if you choose to deny that, then you choose to deny Jesus. You can't have it both ways. You can't support the law and claim the truth. You can't support the Antichrist and support the Christ. End of quote. The sermon's outdoor location gave attendees the opportunity to drive away if they were offended. Moreover, Kopp said he delivered the sermon after having a crisis of faith. Jim Brooks, a church deacon, told CNN that Kopp went too far, adding that, quote, the thing that got me was at the very end. Pastor Kopp said that if you voted for Trump, you are not a Christian, end of quote. On the other hand, the church's interim pastor, Billy Coffey, told CNN that he likes Kopp, but that when you mix religion and politics, it won't make religion better, end of quote. Moving on, the Premier Christian News reported that churches of all denominations are being encouraged to join a new initiative to tackle poverty. The Churches Together Share and Soki Group has written to every church in the land areas to urge them to work more closely at this critical time. The group, which is made up of Anglicans, Catholics, Methodists, among others, want church leaders of all denominations to share buildings to run lunch clubs and warm spaces. Reverend Geoffrey Clark, the United Reformed Church moderator of the East Midlands region and one of the group's presidents, said the idea emerged during discussions at a recent meeting. Premier News further reported that following the meeting, the group's president sent a letter to nearby churches together with a cover letter to local members of parliament. The idea is for churches to help each other in reducing energy bills. Some of the practical steps would be heating a single space for warm spaces, coffee mornings and lunch clubs, as well as taking turns in celebrating church services in one place instead of several locations. that'll be all for this edition of the SWBN News Watch. Thank you so much for staying with us until now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till we meet next Thursday, 9 p.m. I remain Chimela Chike. Stay tuned.